represented India at the Commonwealth Games in Canada in 1978. They're all based here in Britain. They're all office workers, accountants, you name it. Today they're going to dance for us the Bhangra, which is the Punjabi harvest dance.
That was smashing, that really was. That was the Great Indian Dances. Now, Balbir Burke, as the spokesman, tell me when the Great Indian Dances were formed, would you?
They were formed around about 1967.
Oh, so hang on a sec. You can put your arms down now, guys. Gosh, they're so well disciplined, aren't they? They stand there until they're told what to do. So what was the reasoning behind the troupe being formed?
Well, there was no Indian culture in UK, so we started saying, why not try and do something about, you know, folk dance and things, the background of India.
Mm-hmm.
So we just formed a group up from there on.
And how difficult is it to get recruits?
Well, there's quite a lot of people that want to do it, but nobody knew how to go about it. So now we've got a grant from council to teach young generation, so that's what we do on Fridays.
I'd love to go through in just a few moments some of the movements. Perhaps you can spell out what they're saying for us. But let's, before we do that, just look at perhaps the costumes, first of all, and tell me where you get them. I wouldn't think you go into Marks and Spencer's and get these off the peg.
No, well, the costume, these are sort of the original sort of costume that we have in India. But we naturally couldn't go there and get it, so we made these costumes here ourselves.
And how difficult is it?
Well, it takes quite a long time to make them.
I'll bet it is. What about the instruments? Again, they're not the kind of things you find normally in the shops.
No, well, they're all specially handmade instruments. They're made in India, and that's all brought in from abroad as well.
Right.
So you couldn't make them here.
Now, you're going to carry on this Punjabi harvest dance in a moment, but can we perhaps go through a couple of the moves and you can spell out exactly what's happening? So maybe if we could have a couple of the guys on the mat for us, you can tell me what they're going to do.
This first section they're doing is where they're spinning cotton into wool into cotton. And you can see the action of the hands, where you can see a spinning wheel on one side and holding the cotton from the other side and making it into a thread.
So when they're going back with their arms up in the air, they're holding the cotton then, are they?
Yeah, that's sort of holding the cotton in the back and, wool and trying to make it into cotton.
And why would they normally have these bells on their ankles?
Well, these are called jhanjars, and most of these dancers wear it across in India.
Oh, I see. Now, we seem to be here at Pebble Mill with loads of guys. I can't see one single woman in the troupe. Do you not allow women in?
Actually, all the women are we've got women in the group, and a lot of women learn to dance as well. The problem is some of them are married with kids and all this, so they have to look after their kids.
But why do you not stay at home and look after the kids and let them come out and join the dance troupe?
Well, most of us are supposed to, all of these guys are work, but they all have to ask some permission to come here to do the show.
I think we've got a bit of chauvinism going on in the...
No, not necessarily.
All right, let's look at another move. What's going to happen here?
Well, this is where they show the harvest, where the harvest is ripe. It's swinging in the breeze, and it's ripe for cutting as well. That's the harvest swinging in the breeze. And after this, when the harvest is rolled and they just sort of cut it and load it onto the cart. After that, they take it to the market. Whereas the next action that will come after this will be the cart. And they'll go into the market.
I know you've travelled extensively. Where are you likely to visit this year?
Well, we've been abroad quite a lot of places. Like we represented India in the 11th Commonwealth Games. Been down Belgium, France, Amsterdam. And we hope that the group has more success and goes abroad quite often as well.
Right, I echo that. If you'd like to go and join your chance, Bob, thank you very much indeed. And very shortly we'll finish the programme with another bit of the Harvest Dance. Just time for me really to remind you, please, if you will, to join us again tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Thanks for your company today. We'll leave you with the great Indian dancers. Bye-bye.
इसी स्टूडियो में रिकॉर्ड किया था, लेकिन आप देखेंगे कि इसमें झलक अपने ही देश की है।